You could summarize that third quarter in one player per team. Cam Williams for Michigan got fed the ball late in that third quarter and looked like a Naz Hillman, an Emily Kaiser of years past. Catch, turn, shoot, score. And the story for Purdue is the person who inbounded the ball, Abby Ellis, who had 12 points in that third quarter.
Well, Ellis was tremendous scoring the ball. See if she can get loose. She's got a pretty good defender on her right now, Ophelia.
Shunna Jones, difficult shot. Hobbs with the board. Jones chasing her down, almost had a steal. Of course, they go to Williams again, this time further away from the basket and not as successful.
You got to do your work early with Williams and not give her close post position.
Ellis finds a streaking teammate in Madison Layden.
I think Purdue's had success when they've gone out and run. It's a heck of a pass from Ellis.
Boy, Ellis has really shown off her basketball IQ today, hasn't she?
Well, and Purdue's done a nice job just running the floor in transition.
A rebound again for Janae Terry. Barely played in the first half because of some early fouls. Finds a score, and you can hear a loud roar. She is from the state of Michigan, the Detroit area. She has plenty of friends and family in attendance today, and they're thrilled to finally get to see her play some ball. Williams a little closer this time, and it works.
Well, both teams find an offense in the open floor, and that's something Michigan needs to do, is beat that three-quarter court pressure and beat it to score.
Katie Gerald's directing Shunna Jones where to go. Wanted her to drive right. She does, and draws a whistle.
It's great set play from Katie Gerald's there, just getting multiple actions for the drive. As you take another look at Ellis, trusting to have a teammate running the floor with her, willing to leave her feet on the baseline and find a teammate. That was nice transition offense.
One of the four freshmen for Purdue, Shunna Jones, four freshmen that average double-digit minutes per game. This is a young team, Purdue. Their top freshman, Amaya Reynolds, was a top 50 recruit nationally. They haven't had her all year. She had a summer surgery on her foot. I mean, the future is definitely bright for Katie Gerald and the Boilermakers. Tough move from Hobbs inside.
A big-time play from Hobbs, and a little bit of John back and forth right now on the floor.
There's emotion here tonight.
Yes.
This is the end of a long season for both teams. And you see a little more emotion there in the paint. In fact, they just said, we're going to go look at this to make sure. They're telling both teams to go to their benches. I think that's the officials wanting to make sure things stay calm here.
And Brett, with the rebound, kind of swung her elbow through and see if Ellis got hit. Take another look at it. See if there's any contact here. No,
yeah, that elbow didn't hit any Boilermaker. Sure didn't look like it.
Agree.
The officials are going to sort this out. We'll figure out what they saw when we come back. Some shots, and we just had the officials tell us what they were looking at was clean. It was a foul on Abby Ellis, but there was nothing extra. They were looking to make sure there was no elbow to the face, and they didn't see one.
Yeah, they're looking to see if there was some sort of contact to the face, and clearly wasn't, so just Michigan ball.
Both teams have been putting on a version of a press today.
Yeah, both teams have, there's been a defensive struggle. Neither team have shot the ball great, but trying to find ways to find offense in the open floor, playing off of your defense to get out and run.
Jordan Hobbs. Not had the classic offensive performance we've been seeing from Jordan Hobbs.
But that's good offense right there. Ball got to the middle of the floor. You're taught when you get in the middle of the zone, you look, face the basket, and then look to the opposite side of the floor. That was textbook. Got an open look, just missed it.
Jones will fire from deep. Rebound Williams. Again, they go to Williams. Does feel like if she's more than 4 or 5 feet away, it's much harder for her to make.
She's making quick moves, and when you make those quick spin moves, the closer you are, obviously the better it is.
That's an offensive foul on the freshman Stevenson.
Katie Gerald doesn't like it. And in real time, I thought it looked like Ray Stevenson was set, just got hit pretty good. I don't know about that call. Looks like a pretty good, clean screen to me.
I wonder if that might have been one of those, just the hair went flying, and out of the corner of your eye, it looked like a foul.
Yeah.
She looked pretty stable.
When a player goes flying to the ground, it just looks like there's a lot of contact.
And we've seen that a couple times today.
It's a physical game.
Again, Williams. This time she connects from 5 feet away.
Seen her score with the right hand or left hand. Ophelia's doing a nice job, Mike, of not letting Ellis get loose.
Janae Terry rattles it out.
I'd go right back into Williams if I get an opportunity.
She's got Stevenson on her. 2 fouls on Stevenson. Let's go blue chant from Michigan fans. Ophelia, and a rebound to Terry. She's got 8.
Got Ellis up in the corner. There it is.
Ellis has been hot. Ellis stays hot. 4th 3-pointer, and she's got 20 points.
Well, finally in the open floor, Ophelia can't guard Ellis. You're cross-matched, and so Ellis sprints the floor, and a great play from Terry, getting a piece of the paint, finding her shooter. And when you got a great defender on you, Mike, sometimes you really have to sprint the floor to make it so they can't guard you. Because when they've gotten into the half court and Ophelia's been able to guard Ellis, Ellis hasn't been able to shake free. That was a good job by Ellis to run the floor, space the floor, be ready to shoot, and knock it down.
By the way, we've talked about how physical and chippy this is. Right after that 3, Jordan Hobbs bumps into Ellis, bumps into Layden on her way to the bench.
There's just been little altercations like that, little bumps, little shoves.
Not worthy of a foul,
no,
but noticeable.
Yes.
Again, the end of a long season, the final game in the Big Ten. Purdue's had plenty of frustrations this year, injuries to multiple valuable players, while Michigan is an NCAA tournament bubble team and cannot really afford a loss like this, but they can certainly go to Lauren Hansen as often as they want. We've seen her from deep today, now we've seen her drive.
And she should be fresh for the final 5 minutes, got a long break there.
Ellis again.
Boy, dodge a bullet.
That's another good look.
Yes.
Now Ellis tips the pass. And then Brett pokes it away. You get a turnover. You get a turnover. You get a turnover.
Everybody just needs to slow down a little bit.
Ellis. They will call it on Brett, to her shock. No, they're changing it. Yeah. Traveling's the call.
And I think that's actually the right call. I thought Ellis just was a little out of control. She had no numbers. She drives it 1-on-2. I think that's probably the right call. And now, because of the dead ball, everybody can just slow down. Both teams have had success in the open floor, but there's a fine line between pushing it and playing it too fast.
Ophelia on the drive. Williams with the rebound and over the back foul. This has had a different pace.
Yeah.
Last few minutes is of a different feel than the rest of the game.
It's been actually fairly fast-paced for a low-scoring game.
Correct.
Both teams have really, especially in the second half, looked to push it.
Michigan's won the last 4 games against Purdue. Again, added emotion today, it being senior night for the Wolverines. The officials having some sort of a chat. That's what our delay is here. They were trying to double check who the foul was on. Madison Layden has 4 fouls for Purdue, nobody with 4 for Michigan. Kyra Evans out to Hansen. That's a pretty good look. Brett keeps it alive. Fresh 20.
Hansen has got great looks all game, and all of her shots have been right there. It's a good job by Brett with that rebound and just kick it out.
Cam Williams, man, how effective has she been?
She's been outstanding. But great play from Brett. She got the offensive rebound, kicked it out. They were able to reset, and the ball finds Williams. Big play from the senior Brett.
Williams up to 16 points. Sophie Swanson. 5 to shoot for Mary Ashley Stevenson. Elena Harper. With 4 Wolverines around her, she draws a whistle.
It starts with the great rebound here and kick out. Don't even think about trying to go back up with it. That's not your game. Instead, you're able to reset. Ball gets reversed. The ball ultimately gets inside to Williams, who has been just tremendously efficient in the post. Just a good offensive sequence for Michigan.
Jordan Hobbs comes in for Michigan. Madison Layden is back in the game with 4 fouls for Purdue. Gets the ball immediately, goes back and forth with Janae Terry and books the shot.
Great pass from Terry. That's just elite offensive feel to give it right back to her teammate.
Hansen trapped. Felia driving. What a play from number 5.
And what poise from Hansen. Was trapped, got it out of it, and Felia does the rest.
Sophie Swanson, the freshman. Spinning, losing it, keeps it alive. Stevenson on the drive. Terry cleaning up.
Doing what Terry does. See, an assist on the last possession there, a rebound putback.
And then pokes it away from Hobbs, but it'll stay with Michigan. I just saw Alyssa Brett go over to her teammates with her palms down and make a gesture of everyone calm down. Let's slow things down here. They're up by 4, 2.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, and this time of the game, you got to be able to pick and choose your spots when you do have numbers to push it, and when it's not there, slow down and run some offense, especially when you've got Williams inside here cooking.
She sure is. That shot short. Rebound to Terry. Terry's in double figures for rebounding. Ellis again. Man, she's on fire. Ellis has hit 5 from deep.
Once again in the open floor where Felia can't guard her. She gets free and buries it.
It's a 1-point ball game here at Chrysler. Felia on the drive. Timeout Wolverines, as they are in a 1-possession game and they are getting everything from Purdue.
Well, Layla Felia having to do a little bit of everything. She's having to guard Abby Ellis on the other end and then drive it and score it on this end. Some heavy, taxing minutes for Filia, coming up big in the crunch time for her team. But the rest of the Michigan team needs to understand in the open floor, if Filia can't get Ellis in the open floor, you cannot step off her. You got to be aware of who you're guarding in the open floor and not let her get free.
All right, it's time now for the Old Trapper Smokin' Player of the Game, sponsored by Old Trapper What's Your Beef? And there's a couple players you could choose for this, but we're going with Cam Williams.
Yeah, she's been incredible. Keep in mind, was in foul trouble for a large stretch of this game and still got to 16 points and 8 of 11 from the floor. When she has gotten deep post position, it has been 2 points almost every time. She has been really good for the Wolverines.
She's been the star for Michigan. The star for Purdue has been Abby Ellis, who has a season-high 5 made three-pointers.
Filia just shadowing her everywhere right now.
Ellis to Layden for 3.
Hard to ask for a better look than that. You put 2 on the ball with Ellis. Ellis sprays it out of there. Open look, just doesn't go down.
The intensity in this arena, the fans know it, and Michigan's players know how important this game is for them to make the NCAA tournament. The lead is 5. Ellis, baseline, double teamed. Jones from deep. Batted out, and Layden has it. Jones again. Second time's the charm for number 2. Timeout, Katie Gerald's.
Well, how about Rashunda Jones for the Boilermakers? Coming up big. She missed one, but stayed confident to let the next open one fly. She's got 16 points for Purdue. A lot of attention being paid to Abby Ellis. She's making good reads. Darren, another teammate to make shots, is what Purdue is having to step up and do, and big-time shot from Jones.
This is a great performance from a Purdue team that are trying to live in the shadow of this Purdue men's team, and everybody lives in the shadow of Zach Edey. Last night against Michigan State, he went for 32 and 11 as they're the champions of the Big Ten yet again on the men's side. Yeah,
not surprising when you return the reigning National Player of the Year, but nevertheless, it's not easy to repeat as champs, where every game is a huge game when you come to town, and Purdue answered the bell and then some. So congratulations to Matt Painter and his staff. You never want to take for granted when you're hanging a championship banner.
The women's program trying to get to where they are. Right now, they're not at the top of the Big Ten standings, but at the top of the standings are Ohio State and Iowa. It was a marvelous game earlier today between 2 top 6 teams. Caitlin Clark and company get the win at home. Unfortunately, there was a big injury to Molly Davis in that game, which could have huge ramifications for the Hawkeyes on this final day of the regular season.
And a lot of eyeballs on this game, as we've talked about the seeding ramifications and the matchup ramifications for the Big Ten tournament, depending on how this final 55 seconds unfolds.
Purdue's timeout was immediately followed by a Wolverine timeout. They are up by 2. They're sitting with 17 wins on the season. This win would give them 18. They've won 20 games every single year. Kim Barnes-Rico has been the head coach, with exception of the one COVID-shortened season. You look at their tournament resume, they've beaten Ohio State. They have no bad losses. And we heard from their head coach, they know the significance of this game. By the way, spring football is about to hit a whole new level as the USFL and XFL come together to unleash the United Football League. Opening weekend kicks off March 30th on Fox, with the USFL champion Birmingham Stallions taking on the XFL champion Arlington Renegades. The UFL this spring on ABC, ESPN, FS1, and Fox. 55 seconds left here in Ann Arbor.
You got to be ready to fight the post up when the ball goes into Williams, and likely come with a quick double team to collapse that defense. The ball goes inside to Williams. got to dig it out of the post if you're Purdue.
Williams had 4 points in the first half. She has 14 points in the second half. She gets the ball, and it's stolen away by Janae Terry. Just what Janae Terry does at just the time they need it. 4-second difference between shot and game. Timeout, Katie Gerald. She wants to talk things over. Remember, this is a young team. There are some veteran players on Purdue, but there are more freshmen that have scored for Purdue than anybody else, and they're trying to give an upset for a Michigan Wolverine team that, as we mentioned, has a resume that looks like this. As good a win as you can find in that victory against Ohio State. No bad losses, but their net strength of schedule only okay right now.
So obviously, we've talked about the whole game, a really important game to keep that resume clean for Michigan. So a lot on the line here in the final possession. And Abby Ellis has been the hottest Boilermaker, but right now with Filia on her and any ball screen, 2 have been sent to her. But when she gets it out of that double team, there have been open jump shots for Purdue. So do you go to Ellis, invite that double team and play out of it? Or do you go to Terry and let her create?
Terry will inbound. Stevenson gets it. Jones just hit the big 3 a moment ago. Driving, shooting, scoring, traveling. The basket won't count.
Boy, taking another look at it, is just driving it into a lot of bodies. Just looked like that pivot foot might have slid on the initial jump stop, but that is really close. I think it's the right call because of the way the foot just was sliding a little bit.
It's an interesting choice to have Rashunda Jones, the freshman, drive on that one. She's had a great game. I mean, she's got 16 points. She's been perfect from the free throw line, 6 of 6 from the stripe. So maybe thinking if you get a whistle, you'll be able to get your points that way.
When you put your shooter in the corner of where she was driving it, Abby Ellis was in that far corner. And Jones has stepped up and hit some big shots. This was the last one that cut it to 2. But it's certainly a big spot to give the ball to your freshman. Just goes to show you how hard it is to score on Filia. Where Filia has made it so in the half court, Abby Ellis hasn't been able to get anything. But certainly a long ways home here with 17 seconds left. You're going to have to inbound the ball against pressure. And if I'm Purdue, I'm putting Michigan in a few traps, making them handle the ball a little bit, play with about 5 seconds or so, make them handle the ball, see if you can get a turnover as well.
Been able to force Michigan turnovers. They've forced 14 on the day. 11 of those came in the first half. So Michigan has really cleaned things up here in the second half. Boilermakers only led for 19 seconds today when the score was 16-15. They had a chance to take a lead that last possession. Instead, Michigan gets the ball and will inbound in their end of the court. Ball got tipped on the inbounds, but Filia has it till she gets fouled by Terry. That was a team not in the bonus yet.
Right, you had an aggressive foul to give there. Job by Terry.
No more timeouts for Michigan. One more for Purdue.
Good catch.
And that's a foul on Jones as Filia got the inbounds. That is the 5th.
That's called who's the go-to clutch player and who's the athlete that's going to go get the ball. And Filia went and high-pointed that ball and ripped it down.
Layla Filia is a 79% free throw shooter. This will be her 3rd attempt of the day. This next one makes it a 2-possession ball game.
Clutch.
Don't expect anything different from the junior from Cincinnati, Layla Filia. A second-team All-Big Ten performer last year. The leading scorer on this Michigan team. The star of this Michigan team. Like you said, there's a reason they inbounded the ball to her on that last possession.
Twice. Just the same look to get her with almost posting up, for lack of a better term, getting a defender on her back, threw it up to her. She catches one, is strong, takes the foul, and then does it again. Doing a really, really good job of not only wanting the ball, but then stepping to the free throw line and knocking down 2 big free throws.
Again, according to Big Ten Network's Autumn Johnson, there will be 7 teams in the NCAA tournament if it were to end right now. But that includes Maryland and this Wolverine team just barely hanging on.
And this doesn't have to be a 3. You can go get a quick 2.
14 seconds left. Terry gets it. Over to the hot hand, Ellis. Ellis does take a 3. Air ball. Stolen away by Terry. 6 seconds left in the game. Jones for 3. Rebound, Terry. Loses it, and there's a whistle. With 1.7 on the clock. Foul on Michigan.
Boy, crazy sequence. Good defense from Philia, fighting over the screen. Good set from Katie Geralds to try to get Ellis loose. Now just running out of time if you're Purdue.
1.7 seconds. That's not going to be enough. Throw it in. Doesn't get caught. And the Michigan Wolverines wipe the sweat from their brow and pick up what was a must-win game for an NCAA tournament bubble.